Preparations are underway for the World Trade Centre Association's 53rd General Assembly. This premier event of the WTCA is being hosted by the World Trade Centre Accra in Ghana, the first for Sub-Saharan Africa. Namibia also forms part of this prestigious event, and we now cross to Accra, Ghana, where reporter Ndishishi Hamufungu is standing by with Minister of Industrialization and Trade, Lucia Ipumbu, who also heads the Namibian delegation. Ndishishi, over to you.
That's right. A very good evening to you, Rocher. Very good evening to all our viewers back home. We're coming to you live this evening from Accra, Ghana, of course, where the World Trade Centre Association's 53rd General Assembly will be taking place here, as you rightfully put it. Remember, there are around 320 trade centres around the globe in 90 countries. And of course, the World Trade Centre Association's General Assembly is coming to Sub-Saharan Africa for the very first time. And of course, Ghana is hosting that. What's also important to notice, of course, Ghana is also the host of the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, which is, of course, running its affairs, running its operations from here. I'm seated here at the Namibian High Commission in Accra, Ghana, where the Namibia Investment and Trade Business Forum is about to kick off in the next 10 minutes or few minutes or so. And I'm joined here by Minister of Industrialization and Trade, that's Lucia Ipumbu, who's also the head of the Namibian delegation to this very important event. Firstly, a very good evening to you, Minister. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Dishishi, and good evening to the viewers out there.
Of course, this is a very important, very prestigious event of the World Trade Centers Association, coming back after plus minus 3-year, 4-year hiatus since the last General Assembly in 2019. Just talk to us about the importance of Namibia's participation in this General Assembly.
Thank you, Ndishishi. We are glad to be part of this event, the General Assembly, that is taking place since the last one took place in 2019. As a country, Namibia, we are looking at participating at higher level in terms of showcasing our products, and then also to engage at various levels. We are to participate in the discussions in terms of funding activities and stream that would come around specific projects. We are here to present some bankable projects that we have packaged through the NIPDB, through the ministry, through the Namibia Tourism Board, through the Namibia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, who are all participants here. We have brought the MITCO along. Our participation is targeting promoting our products. We're looking at products that would have a niche market here. We look at our beef, which we started of late exporting to here. We're looking at the possibility of exporting our dates here. We're looking at various minerals that we can exchange, and we're looking at the niche potential in the agro-processing. And then we look also at the cosmetic industry, the textile and apparel. I believe we have a potential to grow if we are to find potential partners as we engage in discussions at various platforms.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course, we also have that important hosting of the African Continental Free Trade Area by Ghana. You have a number of engagements, including with the Secretary General of the Free Trade Area, that's Mr. Wankela Mene. Just talk to us about the importance of building trade with Ghana, but also using the basis of the African Continental Free Trade Area to further expound on these trade relations here.
Our trade relations have been compounded already by the CFTA presence in Ghana, because we frequent here, because of various meetings that we engage in the preparatory of the implementation of the CFTA. And as we engage with the Secretary General, that's now, I call him SG, and Comrade Wamkele, we are to look at the opportunities that Namibia can capitalize in ensuring that we partake in that market. It's a 1.3 billion market that we are targeting. How do Namibia make sure that their products form part of what is to be traded amongst the 54 African countries that have subscribed to this agreement? And in the end, we also then want to look at what will we benefit as a country. It's one thing for us to be part of this configuration, but what are we bringing on board in terms of the products? We have our fish, that is one of the niche products that everywhere we go, people are crying for it. Our beef, I have referred to it earlier on. And then we want also to look at the possibility of us bringing some Ghanaian, some African companies to Namibia for long-term investment. Could it be that now in new greenfields investments that we would look at, or in extending and expanding the profiles of what we already have? Yeah, especially if I look at the configuration of the cosmetic industry. We know Ghana is well known for their shea butter. Namibia, we have our moringa, we have our devil's claw. How do we collaborate and see to it that these products becomes African products that can now compete not only in the African market, but in the African, post-Africa, in Europe, and along the globe in general.
Of course, our preparations are well underway for the General Assembly kicking off this Monday. You, of course, also form part, of the lineup in terms of the opening. You have a number of meetings. Just talk to us about the outlook for the week as far as the General Assembly is concerned here.
We are happy as Namibia. We are really glad to say that we have been accorded a high-level platform. We will engage. I will officiate at the opening ceremony, which is a remarkable opportunity for us. And then we would have participation of our two Namibian speakers in the two distinct panel discussions. The one on the funding mechanism, where we have a colleague from the private sector who is well oiled with the activities of the CFTA. Yes. And then we would have the voice of the private sector that will be brought about by NIPDB. Memenangola Wanja, of course, would participate, and an economist, well-known Salomo Hay, will participate in those discussions. And then we will have a night, a Namibian night, that is to be promoted by the Namibia Tourism Board. And Mr. Diguno Abebe and the team are ready to see to it that we bring on board various, not only Ghanaian, but other Africans and other international companies that have got to assist us in promoting Namibia as a tourist destination. And then at the end of the day, we would have to visit some industries. The power generation, their electricity generation industries. We're looking at the agro-processing, how they develop their coffee, and we will also looking at some mining activities. So the whole week is lined up full of activities, and the beauty of it is that in all activities and every day Namibia is involved, and we are accorded a platform also to have a stake in all those discussions and interventions. Very much so.
Of course, there's been a lot of questions, around these international participations, these international events, the cost thereof, etc. But we've also seen the rewards that have been reaped through the NIPDB. We've seen the extraordinary figures that are currently in the pipeline, talking about 160 billion, etc. This is your concluding remark this evening, Minister. The importance of participating, Namibia putting herself out there to the world, and of course the possible rewards from these participations.
The rewards that would come out of here, when you profile your country at this level and showcasing what you have to offer, it attracts more investors. Our expectation is that at the end of this event, there would be those that would have been sensitized to come to Namibia. We have already some interest that have already been indicated. As you look at who is participating in the cocktail event that we have arranged today, are potential investors that we want to co-opt, so that we don't have them as leads, but tomorrow as tangible investments that would be felt at Namibia and would become part of the pipeline that we're talking about, until the realization that if you look at the cost of participating in here versus the expected outcome, I believe we are going to profile Namibia high, we are going to bring more investors, and at the end of the day, it would assist us to grow our economy and to bring in foreign direct investment in the country.
Very much indeed. Minister Ipumbu, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We wish you and the Namibian delegation all the best for the week or so, and of course, we hope to see those rewards here.
Thank you, Ndishishi. We're happy to be here, and we're looking forward for a successful participation in this General Assembly.
Very much indeed. There you have it, Rocher. There you have it, Namibia, of course, Minister Lucia Ipumbu, Minister for Industrialization and Trade, talking to us there about Namibia's participation at the World Trade Centre Association's 53rd General Assembly. She, of course, heads the Namibian delegation representing a number of sectors here in Accra, Ghana. And of course, you can catch all of these activities as we bring you updates regularly from time to time. But for now, you can, of course, catch that is the Namibia Investment and Trade Business Forum happening here at the High Commission in Ghana. That's on our Facebook page as NBC Digital News, and follow the proceedings there. It's back to you in studio.